Here we are at lesson 6.4. We're learning the first similarity postulate for triangles. The angle-angle similarity postulate, and look how we abbreviate that. If two angles of one triangle are congruent to two angles of a second triangle, then the two triangles are similar. So when we take a look at this, please realize that triangles are so rigid. So if these two angles are congruent, these two angles are congruent, you know the third angles are congruent. And then remember that the sides or the shape of a triangle is so rigid that these can only be this shape. The sides will be in equal ratios. So it's a postulate, it's not something we can prove, but they have never found a counterexample. Okay? When you are asked to determine if two triangles are similar, right now the only one we have is the angle-angle similarity. So you have to find the measures of the angles, compare them. Well, the 40s are congruent, but they don't give you the others. But you can find the other by doing the angles in a triangle total 180. So if we take 180 and subtract the 108, and then subtract the other known angle, and you can do this your way. You don't have to copy my way. Find that missing angle the way you find it easiest. And of course, the other one here is going to be 108 degrees. Of course, these two triangles are similar now. The three angles match. You don't need, you go beyond the angle-angle similarity. Okay, when you write a similarity statement, you are going to say one triangle is similar to another triangle. Again, order matters, just like it did when we had congruent triangles. So I'm going to do from the 40 to the 108 to the 32 degree angle. So on the second triangle, K is the 40, Y is 108, 32 is angle P. So there we'd have our similarity statement. So again, remember, order does matter. That is not the only way you would have to could write it. You could write it in different orders too. You could go GCQ is similar to triangle, it'd be PYK, I believe. You can check on me. So, okay, now you might be asked again to show that the triangles are similar. Well, on this first triangle, we're looking at triangle SMD and probably triangle SRT. Are they similar or not? Well, with this angle being 64 and this angle 64, we only need one other pair of angles. There's two ways to go at it. You can realize that S is congruent to itself. That would work. So you'd already have angle-angle similarity. The other thing you could do is realize if these corresponding angles 64 and 64 are congruent, the lines are parallel, and then these other corresponding angles are congruent. So whether you use angle S twice in M and D R, or M and R and D and T, you still will have the triangles congruent. Okay? On this second pair of triangles, we're looking at the triangle JPN and VNB, whichever order we need. We see these lines are parallel. Some of you are going to realize vertical angles are congruent. So you might say, well, these alternate interior angles are congruent, and these alternate interior angles are congruent. We have more than just angle-angle. We went beyond. You do not have to. So you might have avoided the vertical angles and just used two pairs of alternate interior. You might have used the vertical angles in one pair of alternate interior. But either way, yes, the triangles are similar. Now be careful of the order. If we go JPN, make sure you're confident in what order to write the next triangle. Corresponding with J is angle B here. So we've got to go B. From P, corresponding would be V, and then N. So be sure you get your order right. All right, here's another thing that we worked on before. We were measuring the distance across a river that can't be crossed. Okay, we know about ice melting. We can't jump from iceberg to iceberg like they do in cartoons. So we might have to find another way of doing that. Similar triangles would work. So if we have our uncrossable river, okay, and we got something to see across the way and something to measure here, we can look and just build ourselves a congruent, or excuse me, a similar triangle. Would we be able to do it that way? I think we have to do it a different way. Just a second here. Let me undo this. We might have to do this and make the similar triangle here so that we know this angle and this angle match and this angle and this angle. So if we know this is 80 yards and this is only 20 yards, we can set up a ratio to find this missing length after we measure this. Okay, so I needed to get another side on the right side of the same side of the river as you are as you build your triangle. So I was building it wrong before. Please take note of that. I do make mistakes. You all knew that. X is to, which way do you want to do it? Do you want to go X is to 80 as 25 is to 20? Do you want to do X is to 25 as 80 is to 20? Notice the cross products will be the same for both. When you cross multiply, you're going to get 20x equals, isn't that 2,000? And when you divide, x is 100, so both of them will start, reduce the same. Some of you would reduce either one of these. This could have been x over 25 equals 4 over 1. Then you'd get x equals 100 a lot. Same thing could happen in this one. We could have x over 80 equals 5 over 4. That makes it a lot easier too. So don't be afraid to reduce. Just make sure you reduce correctly. Make sure you set up your ratios, your proportions correctly. So I did the corresponding sides. X and 80 are the two sides on the big triangle. 25 and 20 are the corresponding sides on the small triangle. Be careful that you get the 20 across from the 80, the 25 across from the X. Okay. Here's another place. It would be fun to do this, but we're not going to go out and stand in the snow and freeze. Okay, so we have a flagpole. Here's my flag on the flagpole. It's not windy today. The flagpole casts a 32-foot shadow. At the same time, a 5-foot-tall 7th grader, I'm not an artist, casts a 3-foot shadow. How tall is the flagpole? Okay. Now we can turn it around too and go beyond this and do the next one, but let's try to find the flagpole. So how are you going to set this up? I would do pole over 32, 5 over 3, but you could have also done the pole over 5, 32 over 3. You could have done the reciprocals, 5 over the pole, 3 over the 32. It's just entirely up to you, many different ways. You can cross multiply and solve. Ask me if you are confused about that. Okay? How tall would the shadow for a man that is 5 feet 9 inches tall be at this time? So this guy is a little bit taller. Okay? Well, 5 feet 9 inches is 5 3/4 feet, or 5.75. So now if we want this shadow, S for shadow, we could do that same ratio. 5 is to 3 as 5.9 is to his shadow. You are very capable of cross multiplying and solving. So there's some examples of where we're using similar triangles. We can find missing lengths or heights. We are going to show that the triangles are congruent using the angle-angle similarity. Okay, for congruent or similar triangles, excuse me, and we're going to use proportions to find missing lengths. Okay, remember you can back up and rewatch any part you need. You can ask me questions. Best wishes on this.